So obviously saying that, if I could just pick one, do I think the Pro 4 is worth the extra $50 than the Speed 4 in performance? Shoe comparison I've got for you guys today, we've got the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4 up against the Saucony Endorphin Speed 4. So we're going to talk about their differences, similarities and their performance, and hopefully from that, that's going to give you guys a great indication of which of these two shoes is best fit for you. But before we get into it, again, massive shout out to the Running Company at Geelong. They're the ones who hooked me up with these great shoes. I've got a link to their website in the description, so make sure you go check that out and check out their full range of running gear. Also, if you want to support this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Right, so quick specs there up on your screen, and things that are jumping out to me, so $50 price difference between these two shoes. Well, that's in Australia anyway. Is there a $50 difference between these two shoes? You'll have to keep watching to find out. Also, the weight, it's a fair bit lighter here in the Pro 4 over the Speed 4, but however, they're both light shoes, but I can definitely say that the Pro feels much more lighter on the foot. It feels more nimble, and it feels just like you've got less of a shoe on your foot. Stack height's obviously a little bit bigger stack here in the Pro. You can't really feel that. You're standing these side by side. You can feel a little bit of difference, but not much, and exact same drops as you can see there. So in the uppers, so the Pro 4, so what you're going to find here is it's got, the mesh they're using is really light engineered. It's almost like a see-through. It's pretty much like a really light single layer mesh. So much more breathable shoe here than what you're going to find in the Speed 4. Padding wise, very minimal padding. So for me, the only padding that I can feel on the shoe is just they must have a pad here in the back of the heel counter here. It feels like a bit like memory foam or something, but it's quite soft. Heel counter, it's got a little bit of structure to it, but obviously it definitely has got some bend in it, so you're not going to get a lot of structure around there. The tongue is actually sewn into the rest of the shoe, so you could call it a booty design. However, you don't have to squeeze your foot into this one. You can get your foot in quite normal, like a normal shoe. The tongue has got no padding on it whatsoever, but it is a knitted tongue. Flexible knit tongue that's very similar to Nimbus 25 and 26, if you're familiar with that one. Now, what I didn't mention before on my review of the Pro, it's actually got this cool little, it's like got like a pull tab on the tongue, and you can actually flip that over your laces once you tie your shoelaces up to really probably tame those really long shoelaces that this shoe has got. And onto the shoelaces, so these shoelaces are quite long and they're very, very stretchy. So you have to play around for a little bit just to nail that lockdown right. But when you've got the lockdown right, it is a really, really good lockdown. Comfort-wise in this shoe, very comfortable upper. Yeah, it just feels really light, like you feel like you're in a really nice, light, fast shoe. Fit for me, true to size, length, normal, it's all good to go. So yeah, really nice uppy here. Now with the Speed 4, so what we're going to find in the Speed 4 is it's a more of a traditional looking upper. So this one's very slimmed down. This one is a little bit more traditional. So still got an engineered mesh, but very, very different engineered mesh. Like it's a fair bit thicker, but however, it's still very breathable. Now this upper is absolutely, it's beautiful. So well made. The build quality is excellent, excellent. So padding on this one, we've got a little bit more padding on the Speed 4 that goes around the heel collar, right around the heel collar, and they've also got that pad that the Pro shares as well. But they've got a little bit more padding in the Speed 4, and you've got some padding as well on the tongue. Now this tongue again, amazing, very comfortable, gusseted tongue that wraps right around the foot, just to really aid that lockdown in. So lockdown in this shoe again, excellent. So no issues whatsoever. Now the laces, initially I thought they must have used different laces in the Speed 4 than what they use in the Pro, but I don't think they do. They're just as stretchy. However, you don't have to cinch around. It doesn't feel like you have to cinch around with these laces to really nail that lockdown in, because I just think it's there's a bit more going on with the upper material that doesn't get it so fiddly. And in the fit, I will say true to size. However, I've been reported that it can be a little bit short, so I went up half a size just because I wanted some extra width. So I really love a little bit of extra width, especially when I'm using a shoe for some long runs. But from all reports, this shoe is true to size. So the real differences in these upper is probably just this is a really thin, lightweight upper, and this one's more of a traditional like daily trainer upper. But still very, very comfortable, very breathable. This one's got slightly more padding in it, and there's probably a little bit more structure here around the heel counter, where this one here, it's got a little bit more play. You're gonna feel this is a bit more of a well-built shoe. This one is a very slim down shoe. And in our midsole, so what we're going to find in the Pro 4, so we've got a dual density thing going on here. So they have got, the top layer is their Power Run HG, so high grade, really responsive super foam that they use in the Endorphin Elite. So that's the top layer. Then under that one, they've got their full length carbon plate. And then under that, they've got their Power Run PB foam, which is the foam that they use in the Speed 4. Now, rigidity wise, this shoe with this carbon plate is super stiff, and as you can see, there's not too much, it's very solid, not too much movement left or right, so it's quite a rigid shoe. Geometry wise, we've got their speed roll tech, so nice, just under the forefoot here, and that's their forefoot rocker. And in the Speed 4, what they've got going on, midsole foam Power Run PB. So entire Power Run PB, but within that foam they have got a nylon winged plate. So that gives this shoe a little bit of rigidity, but nothing like you're going to find in the 4. So as you can see there, it's still got some flex. However, it's probably still more rigid than a normal running shoe. But as you can see, it's still got some flex, and it's definitely got some movement left or right. So the Pro 4, much more of a rigid shoe. In the geometry, again, they've got the speed roll. So for me, it feels like it's in the same spot as what you're going to find in the Pro. However, it relates differently because the rigidity of the shoe in the Pro makes the rocker feel a little bit more aggressive because the shoe is so stiff when it tilts forward, where this one doesn't feel as aggressive. But even though, to me, the geometry looks pretty much exactly the same. And what I need to mention is the sock liners. So what you're going to find in the Speed 4, they've got the super responsive sock liner. You can actually get this one out and have a look at it. Really, really nice material, really, really poppy type responsive feeling. Really aids to the ride of this shoe, so it's a really nice stepping comfort as well. You squish down a little bit, but you can feel that extra bit of pop that sock liner actually produces, so that's really nice. In the Speed 4, it's probably got the same thing. It might be a little bit thicker, so it feels a little bit softer, this sock liner. However, this one is sewn in and you can't get it out, or I don't want to get it out because it feels, yeah, it's either glued or sewn in. But anyway, both have got really good step-in sort of squish feelings. And in our outsoles here, so pretty much the same thing going on in both shoes. So both got about the same amount of rubber coverage all over the front foot and a little bit in the high wear areas at the back. Now they've got the same lattice pattern that they've got going on to try to improve that historically slippery Saucony grip. But performance wise, I think they're performing about the same. I have run now in both these shoes in the wet conditions, and they still are a little bit slippery in the wet, so still some improvement to go there from Saucony. However, there's not too many differences here in the two outsoles. They pretty much perform exactly the same. And in the ride and performance, so this is where the biggest differences are in the shoe. So I'm going to go with the Pro 4 first. Now what comes to mind here, so this is a smooth ride for me. So it's smooth, responsive, it's stable, and it just feels quick. So this shoe definitely feels like the quickest shoe out of this one. So there's not too much energy return or bounce. However, it feels really efficient. So this really stiff carbon plate in this foam just get you up on that speed roll, and you just feel like you can turn the legs over really, really fast. Really consistent ride. Really nice, but yeah, really efficient you feel. You don't feel, yeah, explosive bounce or explosive pop. It feels just like, I think it's clean. It's like a really clean ride. Yeah, really efficient, really, really nice. And what you're going to get in the Speed 4, so it's still going to get a pretty similar ride. However, it's just not as clean or efficient. It's a little bit more loose. So I think you've got a little bit more, this one feels springier to me. You got a bit more spring, but there's a bit more play in the foam, so yeah, I think you're just losing a bit of efficiency in this shoe. And I think as well, this shoe feels clunkier at the jogging paces than what this shoe does. So I think this shoe feels better to jog in and to go fast in. However, it's just a little bit more boring, I think, than the Speed. Yeah, the Speed's just a little bit more loose and a bit more energetic and a bit, yeah, all over the place. But similar type of ride. This one still feels really, really good going fast. However, you probably lose a bit of energy in the looseness. This one just feels responsive, clean, and fast. Right, so best shoes. So for me, these two are very versatile shoes, and they can pretty much do what the other shoe can do, just in a slightly different way. So as I said before, this shoe is just that little bit more cleaner, more efficient. I think it feels better at jogging around, and it's also the faster shoe. I think you're going to have a little bit more fun in this shoe. This shoe is certainly capable of jogging around. It's certainly capable of going quick for your tempo workouts, and it's certainly got enough cushion here to get you going on your long runs. It probably misses or just lacks that top end speed if you want to race in this shoe, where this shoe is good to go for your races. So just to wrap it all up here, two really great shoes. So they can pretty much just match off at each other. They can do whatever the other shoe can do, but in my opinion, I think the Pro 4 just does it slightly better. So obviously saying that, if I could just pick one, do I think the Pro 4 is worth the extra $50 than the Speed 4 in performance? Probably not. I probably don't think it is. However, if I could just pick one though, I'm going to go the Pro 4 because it does everything just a little better than what the Speed does. If I was on a budget, I'd be very happy with the Speed 4. This one is only going to lack probably that top end race pace if you're really looking at them really quick paces, where this one has probably got it in the speed department. So anyway, guys, that's it from me. Hope you liked that one. Any questions, just make sure you drop them in the comments below. And again, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.